Welcome into this carrier update presented by Uptake. I'm Tony Mulvey, joined by Donny Gilbert. Donny erased that 0 day, saw volumes pep back up there on the.
But look at the difference here. So we've got just, about not quite a 10% increase here, but we're jumping from, the 8,300 up to 86. So we see an increase in volumes. It's about where we were at the beginning of August before it kind of went downhill before the end of September, where we saw a bump, and then of course the drop off for the holiday weekend.
Yeah, so I mean, we anticipated this bounce back, right? I think to me it's a little more of it's a positive sign, right? I mean, We're back to where we were basically at the beginning of August, which is good when you think about how kind of volumes react in this time frame. I mean, typically you'd see them either flat to down, and we're up a little.
It's not enough, though, to help burn up the capacity, and that's the problem. You can increase the volumes, et cetera. Capacity is what really drives that price, drives the spot market price. So we've seen it bounce back. It's just a little bit of a bounce back. It's what we needed, but if you the overall look at it, we've come down so much that it's not really helping burn up enough capacity. Rejection rates did rebound some, but they're only up to 5.47, so they're still extremely low. Like I say, they were down to, almost down to 5% for dry van, so we're up about a half a point. But we get into the pricing, next chart here, and we'll see what's going on with contract and spot rates. Again, seeing this, even though volumes bounce back up, we still see a lot of deterioration of these markets. On the next chart here, we should have the blue line here. This is the contracted rates, the initial reporting, and the green lines are NTI. So we see our NTI bounce back up, but it's starting to go back down just a little bit. But it's been within a 2 or 3 cent range right here. Yep. So hopefully we'll hold this, in between that 265, 270 going forward. But we need to really keep a close eye on that to see if it continues to go down. Contracted rates came down. They bounced back there slightly during the middle of the month. I do expect a little bit of a bump. We're talking just a few cents here. And we'll see how that plays out running into fourth quarter. Yeah. I don't believe shippers right now are really going to try to push contracted rates down too much until we get after fourth quarter, because they don't want to upset these these carriers. So they don't want them to leave right now. There was a lot of, volatility before. I think it kind of made them nervous. They pushed them down some, but I think once we get past the first year, then we could see a pretty big change.
Yeah, and what's interesting is on the way up, you kind of saw this stair-step effect on the way up. You'll probably see it on the way down too. You see it kind of there from July to August, right? Kind of a stair step down. What happens, obviously 14-day lag, we're still there at the end of August. We haven't seen what's happened so far here in early September. But, with the way the NTIs reacted, I would expect to see those kind of flatten.
Yeah, I say not a lot of volatility between now and through the end of the year. They don't want to mess up the system too bad. But when we hit that January, February, and things really get tough naturally in the cycle, we're going to see probably some pretty big changes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this update, Donny. We'll be sure to check in with you again a little later. Right now, we'll toss it over to Sydney Edwards with the first look at this morning's headlines.